Hey guys, Legend of Troy here. Welcome to another video of our Let's Play series on Rome 2 Total War. When last we stopped, we're about to finish our second turn here. We're about to take Ariminum. I have my army here, poised to take it. Pretty much that's it. The Etruscan League is still alive. They have one last province here. So yeah, let's go ahead and end our turn.
All agreements
Oh,
are at an
okay,
end.
so Carthage might be preparing for war here. So we need to be careful about them. So I went ahead and did some research on the so-called Marius reforms that took place in Rome. These reforms, I was talking about them yesterday. These reforms took place in the 100s, I believe, early 100s BC. And it was there to reform the current Roman military system. 1 second here. Let's see. So our supply reforms have just been finished, so let's go ahead. I actually want to... So I'll build a Field of Mars. I actually want to build a Field of Mars on Ariminum as soon as I take it. Because I want to save Roma for our other buildings. Because these kind of buildings we won't be able to build in these cities. So I don't want to take up a precious slot here with this building. I want to instead dedicate it to one of these special buildings. Anyway, let's see here. World declared. Athens, Epirus. Okay, that's expected. Syracuse and Okay, wow. So... Oh, wow. Okay, so Syracuse has actually gone ahead and taken Lilybaeum from Carthage. So Carthage is actually getting pushed back a little bit. This is good for us. This is good for us. Now, I don't know if I want to ally with Syracuse yet, because I have noticed in some games that while they make progress against Carthage initially, Carthage later comes on and proceeds to steamroll them. So yeah, we want to be careful with how we deal with that. Let's see here. Troubled populace, yeah, that's Magna Graecia, that's expected. Public forum. Finished. Okay, cool. So we finished a public forum here. I'm gonna go ahead and build an amphitheater. I know it's gonna take away from our food, but it's gonna give us a very, very hefty public order bonus, which we kind of need right now, badly, since we have a -4 going on right here. Okay, let's see here. We have army here. So as soon as we finish this Field of Mars, I'm gonna use that to upgrade into one of these. So let's go ahead and let's see here. Field of Mars, public order form. Okay. Alrighty then. I'm gonna go ahead and start the economic reform. So we're gonna reform research land management here. It's gonna give us cattle pens, but more concerned I am with philosophy, because actually not philosophy, with construction here, because I really want to get to the aqueduct. As soon as we build the aqueduct, guys, we can start building them in our capital cities, which will greatly enhance our growth, and growth is so key. Without growth, I can never expand. So let's go ahead and research towards, let's go ahead and research land management first. Alrighty then. Let's see. We've already sabotaged them once, I believe. So let's. I don't want to waste any money there. Let's send our spy up north here. See what's going on up here. What the situation is. Okay, we have these
no further orders.
barbarians here. Let's see. We have the Veneti here, and the Insubre over here. So we have these various barbarian factions here. I believe they're seem Celtic almost. Anyways, they're recruiting. Their armies are increasing, and we can't do anything about that right now. We just have to deal with the Etruscan League. So let's go ahead and attack. This seems easy. I don't want to find this out. I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve this. Let's get the aggressive stance. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get the men we lost. Killed 455 and lost 92. I'll take that. Let's go ahead and occupy that, guys. General has ranked up. Excellent.
Commander.
Let's go ahead and see what we're going to do. So we already put one in strategist. I'm going to go ahead and put one in cunning again because I really want to get him to night battles. Night battles are so important in here, guys. With night battles, with the ability to fight a night battle, you can essentially cut off all reinforcements from an enemy army, which can just be so beneficial. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and put Tactician plus 2 cunning when general. Also gives him some nice movements range, which is always nice. Yeah, I don't like force marching that much if I don't have to. So any kind of movement range I get normally is always welcome. Alright guys, let's see what we have going on here. So this is getting built. I have 1 population surplus, so that is good. I'm going to go ahead and use that surplus in Ariminum. Go ahead and expand the city right now. Go ahead and build that Field of Mars that I was talking about before. There we go. Alright guys. I will destroy this. I will dismantle this building. Not yet though. I'll tell you why later. Alright, so let's see what we have going on. We have army here. And alrighty. So Rome, as you can notice, the public order has gone down tremendously. There's a reason for that. So because I captured a city, as you can see, the conquest next turn only is -20. So for 1 turn, we're going to have a -20 penalty to our public order. And we're also going to have instability for 5 turns. So that's unfortunate, but I should be able to... Oh, well, yes, okay. So now that we have captured all the settlements in this province, as you guys can see, Neapolis, Roma, Velathri, and Ariminum, we can actually issue a provincial edict. So I'm going to go ahead and issue a, I believe, public order edict. Now, usually I would issue a tax harvesting edict because this province itself is bringing us so much money. However, I really need to work on this public order here. And food wouldn't hurt either. So 4 food, 4 public order, I'll take that. Remember guys, that's public order per turn. So this -19 is going to switch to a -15. And it takes place next turn as well. Unfortunately, it does not take place in the same turn. You have to wait 1 turn for the edicts to come into full effect. So with that, we're going to actually go ahead and... Actually, one second. Let me go ahead and check our diplomacy screen right here. See if we can trade. See if we can trade with a couple people. Trade is so important.
Well met, friend. You're good.
Be welcome, my people.
Pleasantries be curbed.
Let's see if I can make a non-aggression pact with
camels
Carthage.
are of no interest to
Apparently not. Okay, moving on.
We will gladly listen to your offers. But
Okay,
do not
cool.
wrap them in
So this
lies.
is the first.
The
This is, I
spirits
believe, the
know
second. I
truth.
think we're already trading with Syracuse. So this is the second trade agreement we have going on right here. So let's go ahead and accept
You
that.
have spoken fairly, and I can
We
accept
are-
for my people
we are
knowing that good
exporting-
will come of the day.
We're exporting olive oil and wine. We're actually importing marble. I believe we're importing marble from them. So that's good. That's good. Let's see who else we have here. We have Epirus, which still
I give you
dislike
greeting
us.
and
We have Liguria. Now,
Greetings to
actually,
you.
I don't know if I
I
want to do this.
trust you come.
So usually I don't make trade agreements or any kind of treaties with pretty much factions that lie on my borders. It's pretty much because I know I want to expand to the north right now, and if I make a trade agreement with them and break that, that counts against my trust, and I don't want to do that.
greetings.
As Rome,
Do
I
not
want to
waste time
maintain
on
a good
ill-chosen
reliability
words.
rating, as you can see here.
Although an
I want
hour
to
or
maintain
two
the steadfast
bathing
rating,
would
or
have
at
been
least
useful.
trustworthy, because I'm going to have enough enemies as is. So I want to maintain my honor so that people still trust me to a certain point. Okay, good. We made a trade agreement with Massalia. As you guys remember, that was the Greek colony, the satellite Greek colony, over here in southern France. Let's see who else we can make a trade agreement with. Affinity again.
flapping.
They're on my borders. I don't really want to do that. So right now, I believe we have 3 trade agreements going on, which is pretty good. Let's open the trade and factions tab, trade and finance tab. Sorry. Okay, as you can see, now we're actually making a little bit of money here. We are making almost 362, which is it's gone up from 82. It's gone up from literally less than, I think, literally like 3% to now a good almost 10-15%. Yeah. So we are increasing our trade, which is always beneficial. And let's see. Our tax level is normal. I don't really want to increase it right now or decrease it because, yeah, because we need money right now. I think I can get a handle on this public order. So I'm not going to do anything about the tax. I need money coming into my coffers as much as possible. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and end our turn.
My people are proud, as are yours. But pride does not stop a man having friends.
Alright, so Syracuse wants a non-aggression pact. And I'm tempted to accept it. Though here's the thing. So if I go ahead and accept this, Carthage will dislike me more. And Carthage might come out later on and capture the entire island of Sicily. In that case, I will never have the full control of Magna Graecia. What I could also do is reject this and actually go to war with them. Now, they don't have any allies or defensive allies themselves. So it could work out to my favor. However, that will put me in direct contact with Carthage, and I don't know if I want that either. So I have some choices. Guys, and I don't know what to take. I think I'm gonna go ahead and reject this just to keep my options open, and see what happens. Okay, so here we go, guys. This is the reason why I did not destroy this yet, because as you can see, I hadn't built anything on this plot of land. So slums developed here, which is really bad. So right now I'm losing 6 food per turn because of these slums, and also I am having a -6 public order per turn. And to destroy this would take, I believe, 500. So that is unfortunate. And I believe we have to wait another 2. We need to wait 1 turn for this. We need to wait 2 turns and 3 turns. So we might have some issues. But we'll deal with them. Okay, so we have public order. So we have Brennan Games Edict issued already. We have trouble. Get that trouble populace. We have construction report. Okay, so I finished a couple buildings here. Let's see, Brundisium. Okay, so there are weather effects as well. So here we have winter going on. In winter we have, I believe, there is a public order penalty because of the winter. So let's go ahead and see that right here. Yeah, so we have -3 public order per turn, 8% morale for all units, and -30% of nature. So this public order here is kind of deceiving. So it's actually -7, I would say. It actually might increase because in spring you don't just get you also get, I believe, a buff to your public order bonus as well. So let's see here if we can. Let's see what's going on here. We have cultural differences still -10 and 6. Alright, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and see what I can build here. Shrine of Jupiter gives me public order and cultural influence. We have +2 cultural influence. We have +3 cultural influence. And we have +2 cultural influence. Choices. Organization edict. That could be good. If I decide to capture this entire province, I could put an edict to Romanize. Possibly. But it's going to give me 2. Until that point, it's going to give me 2 less cultural influence per turn. So Jupiter or Romanization. I'm gonna go ahead with the Shrine of Minerva, just because I am starting to think more and more that I want to go to war with Syracuse to take this island from them. It's not what I usually do, but kind of want to mix things up now. I'm gonna go ahead and make the Shrine of Minerva. Kind of playing the long game here. I get less cultural influence right now, But in the long term, if I capture all these two provinces, these two settlements, sorry, and I give this edict, I will be able to have almost, if I build 4 of these buildings, I'll be able to have +8 added to the already +3 from urbanization. So that's a big cultural conversion rate. Let's go ahead and see about agents. I don't think I can recruit any agents yet other than spies. Yeah, we have 1 spy already. Obviously, we're limited right now based on our Imperium. We can only have 1 out of 1 of each of these agents. And we can have 4 armies and 2 fleets and 1 edict. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. So it's winter. I've captured the last Etruscan settlement in Italia. So we need to go here and take care of this army. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and force march these guys. I'm going to pull this army down south over here, and I'm going to pull this army into Rome. And the only reason I force march this is because he wouldn't reach Rome in 1 turn, and I really need to keep him garrisoned inside a city because I have major public order penalties. As you guys can see, if I pulled him out of Rome, that would increase to -9. So Rome needs a garrison, Italia needs a garrison, so I'm going to keep him inside the city. One downside of that is though I won't be able to recruit any units, but I don't even want to yet. I want to first upgrade the Field of Mars I have here into a manipulator barracks. Second of all, we have a Field of Mars getting constructed here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna again still keep this here. I'm gonna still keep this here because there's another building I want to build that I don't have access to yet. So this is a placeholder right now, guys. We are not upgrading this yet. It's a placeholder. Alright, so we have a small navy here. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to actually pull this navy back into Neapolis. So the shipyard that I was building is finished now. So I'm able to actually build more units. So I'm going to go ahead and actually build... I'm going to go ahead and build a assault bireme.
Assembling the fleet.
So 86 upkeep, yeah. Let's go ahead and build 2 of those. So these are medium ships. Obviously they're a little stronger than these, but they're still weak. The only reason I built them is because they have Hastati, so they're melee-wise pretty strong, and it will give me a pretty balanced navy. It's still a shitty navy nonetheless, but a balanced navy. I think that's all we can do right now. I don't have much money in my treasury, unfortunately. So that is definitely unfortunate. I think I'm going to go ahead and disband this Hastati as soon as we finish this. I don't want to disband it right now because that'll make my army too small and prone to invasion. So I'm going to keep this army right now. I actually think I'm going to... Actually, let me see. I'll actually go ahead and increase the tax rate right here. That'll give me almost 3,300. Let's go ahead and increase the tax rate for 1 turn to extortion it, just to get some more income flowing in here.
Commander.
I actually think I'm also... Yeah, let's keep this army here. Alright guys, let's end our turn and see who becomes us.
My ancestors have spoken
All right,
well of
so
you,
the
and so we
Dalmatia.
offer a treaty.
I believe that's where the
worthy
word
make the
Dalmatians
best
come
friends.
from. Not sure guys, but I believe so. So they want a non-aggression pact. I am actually prone to give it to them, to be honest with you. They are enemies with the Veneti, and I actually plan on expanding and capturing Cisalpina. Probably after I finish capturing Magna Graecia. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this non-aggression pact, and hopefully that will also lead to a trade agreement. Which I already think we have with them. In fact, never mind. Okay, so we finished now land management, sorry. Let's see here. Yeah, we finished land management. I'm going to go ahead and queue up concrete. So that's going to research tax labor and concrete together. It's going to take 5 turns. So tax labor is going to give us access to a couple of buildings and also cheaper settlement and capital construction costs. So that's good. Cheaper buildings. And it's also going to give me 1 growth, and concrete is going to give me access to a couple buildings, aqueduct, and the gladiator school, as well as a stadium. Alright guys, so let's see here, shipwreck report. Okay, so we've successfully recruited a couple more ships. which is good. We have a decent navy now, which we're gonna need. They are recruiting more and more troops, so that's kind of worrying me right now. I don't know what kind of troops there are, so I'm actually going to go ahead and send my spy into the water here. I'm gonna send my spy into... Go ahead and see what's going on, what kind of troops they have, what kind of quality they have there. Meanwhile, let's see, construction report. Okay, so I finished the Field of Mars in Ariminum. Very, very good. I'm going to go ahead and build that. So I have a manipulator barracks here, so I'm going to go ahead and build an auxiliary camp here. So that way we'll have access to good Roman troops as well as good auxiliary troops. And don't underestimate these as well. These some of the auxiliary cavalry you get later on, like the Socci Equite Extraordinari, I believe, are really, 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 really OP. Really strong. Okay, war declared double dignity. Okay, so they are also... They are at war with them. Okay. I believe we have a trade agreement with these guys. Okay. Very, very good. Liguria and Veneti. Okay, they dislike me. Okay. That's fine. Okay, let's see. Public... Okay, guys, as you can see, a public order here has decreased to -1. And that's even before we have built this amphitheater. So I'm actually pretty confident we can get the public order penalties here under control. Let's see, as to Rome, I did increase the tax to extortionate, so let's go ahead and decrease that tax again to normal. As you can see here, we actually have a positive public order. So that is with the army in Rome right now, so that's kind of unfortunate. We need to go ahead and finish this building as soon as possible. I'm going to go ahead and actually destroy these slums. I'm going to spend 500 to destroy these slums right now. I have an idea as to how we can prevent these slums from taking place again. You have Neapolis right here. Neapolis has a consecrated ground. So I'm actually, let's see here. We have a shipwright which gives us 70 wealth for manufacturing industry. Do we really need a consecrated ground here, is the question. Now I could build a Shrine of Mars. I could build one of these. It would give me 5% morale upon recruitment. And I actually think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Because this, as you can see, guys, so this settlement here, I can only build, I believe, this one, actually, no, never mind. Yeah, actually, I believe I can only build 3, I can only have 3 buildings here. So these two can have 4 buildings, and this can only have 3 buildings, as you guys can see. So I actually want to build a farm over here. I want to build a farm over there since this is going to be my last building. And I think I'm going to go ahead, since I have an extra building slot here, I can be a little more liberal in my construction choices here. So I'm going to go ahead and build a Shrine of Mars so that I can get a 5% morale upon recruitment. So guys, that refers to anyone recruited in this entire Italian province. So there's a misconception that I myself had. It was that, do we need to recruit from the same settlement in order to get the bonus of the building in the settlement? And actually, it isn't true. So, since this building is in Italia, anywhere I recruit in this province here, as long as it's within these province boundaries, gets the bonus of any building in any of these settlements. So, for example, in Neapolis, as you guys can see, I can recruit Hestati, plebs, well, plebs because we have slums in here, but that's going to go away pretty soon. Hestati, let's open this again. Let's see here. Velites, levies, even though we don't have a single military building in this settlement. So basically that is coming off of Roma, or Ariminum, or Velathri. It's coming out of one of these 3 settlements, basically. We're basically recruiting men out of these settlements into our army in Neapolis. So likewise, again, like I said, this bonus can apply to anyone in any of these other settlements as well. Let's go ahead and do that. I really need to start working on my farms, and I realize that. I'm going to have food penalties coming in very, very soon. So we also have another building in Ariminum, another maritime building here that I'm not going to invest in yet, but I definitely want to invest in at some point in the near future. In fact, guys, I think we might actually be having some food issues starting off right now. So what I think I'm going to do, yeah, because this is, oh boy, this is, okay. in fact, I actually lied, because this is actually taking up 6 food by itself. So as soon as we destroy this, we should actually have enough food to balance out with all these other buildings. So we still should be good, though I do definitely, as soon as we get some of this population surplus, I need to build farms. I need to build farms. I recognize that. I recognize that. Alright guys, let's see. I actually wanted to talk to you guys about the objectives here. So, as we know, our first objective, our primary objective, is to control 2 provinces completely. But we have some bonuses as well, and I don't always get these, but I try to work towards them as much as I can. So first of all, we have the assertion of power. So it actually wants us to take Magna Graecia as well. So it's written here, having survived invasion, civil turmoil, and the plotting of rival Latin tribes, the Roman Republic occupied more than half of the Italian peninsula by the middle of the 3rd century BC. Guys, this is basically the historical, sort of historical accurate kind of objectives that the developers want you to work towards, and I get that. I get that. Like, this is what I love about the Total War franchise. You can make your own history. If I wanted right now, I could just expand to Greece immediately. I could ignore my north, I could ignore my south, expand to Greece, go to Asia Minor. I mean, anything is possible. However, sometimes I like doing a mix. I like doing a mix of historical accurate, basically objectives, and a mix of kind of making my own history. I feel like that is the most satisfying kind of way to approach Total War games. Let's see. Number 2, we have the Etruscan decline. The objective here is to subjugate this faction by capturing their last remaining settlement or making them your client state. Rome became the dominant Italian power, and it was only a matter of time before the Etruscans, the former masters of Italy, were subjugated. This is absolutely true, guys. The Etruscan League was pretty much the first. It was like Carthage level 1, basically. It was the first major power that Italy had to vie for the dominance of Italy. And lastly, number 3, we have the Punic Wars, which is obviously be at war with the falling faction of Carthage. Despite treaties and trade with Carthage, Rome's ambition brought about many years of conflict. Now, this is the only objective that I don't know if I want to work towards, because war with Carthage is a huge undertaking, is an absolutely massive undertaking. And I just don't know. I just don't know. It's just so... It's historical, yes. But, in my opinion, I feel like Rome, even historically, should have approached the war with Carthage differently, because Rome almost lost that Second Punic War. Hannibal was at the gates here, and I think Rome took on a very, very big elephant, forgive the pun, that they almost lost it all. So, yeah, I don't know whether I want to face Carthage right now. Let's go ahead and capture... I really want to go ahead and capture Sicily first, so... I am just waiting, guys, for these buildings to get finished. As soon as these buildings get finished, I am going to go ahead and start recruiting from them. So let's actually first of all go ahead and see here. Let's see what I can disband. So I'm going to go ahead and actually, sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and disband these levies. So the levies and the velites actually don't have much of a difference. The only difference here is that these guys, the velites, have a stronger melee attack, higher morale, also different access to ammunition types. It's only for 20 more, so actually I'm going to go ahead and disband all the levies that I have right now.
We hunger for
See here,
battle.
let's disband these levies.
Ready for battle.
I have 3 velites, some Hastati here. Again, I still want to keep these guys. I don't want to
At
disband
your
them yet.
command.
I think I'm going to go ahead and actually disband this entire army right now. And that will leave us without a home guard army, guys, as you remember. But I believe
Commander.
this army is enough to maintain a home guard. Fortunately, as you saw, our public order went down to -2, but again, that should be fixed when we destroy this.
We hunger.
Alright guys, let's go ahead and end our turn and see where we fall. So the Marius reforms that I wanted to discuss with you guys. So basically, in about 100-ish BC, along came this man called Marius. He was a great general, great Roman general, one of the greatest Roman generals of the Republic. And he saw the current structure of the Roman military, and it was basically this. So, like I discussed before, you had to be a property owner if you wanted to even serve in the military. You had to basically provide your own equipment, and that is where the class distinctions started. So the lowest of the low in the Roman military were these velites. They had the cheapest armor, it was the cheapest kind of equipment, and the javelins were cheap. It was basically almost like the lower class of the Roman military. The next level above that were the Hastati. And as you can see, these guys were still pretty low down in the ranks. These were young men. They were young men. They weren't that rich. They could basically spend enough money to buy a chest plate, a shield, and a small sword. Now, above that we have here, as we can see, we have the Principi and the Triarii. So the Principi were the third rung on the ladder. They were strong men, rich men. They had very, very good armor, good swords. They were a whole class above Hastati. Above them we have the Triarii. Triarii were spearmen. But they were not just spearmen, they were veterans. And so they were pretty much the most experienced and the most well-armored and richest, basically, of all the infantry in the pre-Marian Reform Roman army. And the last we have the Equidae. Now, the Equidae were the richest citizens of Rome. These guys were patricians many of the time. Almost, I think, all of the time, in fact. Just to own a horse was like so expensive. You had to own your own horse. You had to provide your own saddle, armor for the horse, armor for yourself. So the Equidae were pretty much the upper class of Rome, and probably that's why Rome never really attained superiority with their cavalry, because their cavalry historically was so restricted and segregated that they never could have that mass of cavalry that you saw with Carthage or the Eastern Asian countries. They just didn't have that history with cavalry. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So as you can see, our public order has gone up to 5. So now that we destroyed the slums, our public order has increased again. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and build a public forum. I'm actually not going to finish this. I'm just going to build this as a placeholder. I will dismantle it and build it again. It's a workaround, but if you really think about it, I'm basically starting a construction project. I'm putting the people who would be living in slums on a construction project, and then basically changing the construction project to something else. I mean, is it exactly moral? No, but I'm giving people work, so so they don't live in slums. I'm paying them for work. It doesn't matter if we change the project later on, which we will many times. Anyways, guys, so let's see. We have 1 turn left here for the manipulator barracks. We have 2 turns left here for the auxiliary camp. That's good. Let's see down here in Brundisium, we have still a -3 public order bonus, and that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Hopefully, as soon as we finish this round of Minerva, we're going to have 4 public order per turn. That should hopefully balance out this entire region. So that's good. We're waiting here for a 1 population surplus. Back here in Rome, we have our armies replenishing. It doesn't really matter because I'm actually going to disband this entire army as soon as I can. Except, of course, for these velites. So, yeah, not much going on right now. We are just building up. These guys are building up as well. It's pretty slow. I do want to just save money as much as possible. And, yeah, let's go ahead and end our turn, guys. Alright guys, so as you can see, we finished a research. Oh, nice. Okay, so this happens in Rome too sometimes. So basically you get events. So this is the Ludi Romani. I'm going to go and read it out. Instituted in the early days of the Roman Republic, the Ludi Romani was a day-long public festival held in honor of Jupiter Optimus Maximus. The celebrations began with a grand procession from the Temple of Jupiter to the Circus Maximus, where animal sacrifices would be offered in Jupiter's name. The rest of the day was devoted to chariot races between skilled athletes, a dangerous and thrilling sport which rapidly became an obsessive passion for the people of Rome. Over the next 4 centuries, Rome prospered, and the Ludi Romani grew into many days of feasting, celebration, and games, and later came to incorporate theater, dance, and other forms of entertainment. By the time the Republic gave way to the days of the Empire, there were a number of regular Ludi held throughout the year, and the Ludi Romani had expanded into a 15-day extravaganza. So the Ludi Romani basically is an event. It occurs ever so often in if you're playing as Rome. And it gives us a +4 to cultural influence and a +4 to public orders. This is excellent, guys. We really needed this right now. So as you can see, this has brought our public order up here to 10, a brilliant 10, and over here to an 11. And also has, let's see here, yes, so we are getting a very, very good culture bonus as well, cultural conversion bonus from that event also. Let's see here, construction, we have finished the manipulator barracks, excellent. Let's go ahead and see manipulator. Excellent, excellent. So as you can see here,
At your command.
if I go ahead and click recruit units, we can actually recruit now equites as well as Principes and Triarii. This is excellent, guys. I'm going to go ahead and disband these Hastati that we have. They're pretty much a lower tier of infantry. They're weak. And let me actually give you a side-by-side comparison. So let's see, if we recruit a Hastati here and recruit a Principe here. First of all, as you see, price-wise, they are very, very different. This one, the Principe is almost twice as expensive as the Hastati. But let's go ahead and see what actual unit stat differences they have. So Hastati has a melee attack of 35, Principe 37. Weapon damage is the same for both. Principe has a minuscule increase in charge bonus, but the big differences are, as you guys can see, melee attack is greatly increased in the Principe, the morale is greatly increased, the health is greatly increased, and as well as the armor is also greatly increased. They have a slight increase in melee defense as well. They're just overall a much, much stronger unit. And I believe they're also very heavy instead of just heavy. So let's go ahead, first of all, and disband these Hastati that we have. There we go, guys. As you can see, our upkeep has increased. We have a little more money now. Let's go ahead and recruit some Principe.
Soldiering. It's a good life.
Recruit 5, 6. This is what I love about Rome. Look at how many troops we just recruited, guys. This is excellent. This is absolutely excellent. So we're recruiting 6 Principe. We're about to basically just replace our entire Saudi army in one turn with Principe. This is excellent. So I'm also planning to include some Equite. I think I will recruit maybe 2 or 3 of these guys. Later on, hopefully, we can also get some ranged units, some siege units. So Balliste, Scorpion, the like. See, trade gained Admiral. Okay, this is actually bad. So because our Admiral was sitting in port for a while, he actually gained one of these traits, one of the negative traits called foul-mouthed. What of it, shit for brains? This man carouses too much with sailors in the port. Move him before he adopts their foul ways. That is unfortunate, guys. So we are actually going to move him out of the port, and we're going to go ahead and patrol with him. Now, Sicily is still being held by Syracuse. That is good, because I want to quickly deal with this. They almost have a full stack army here, unfortunately, guys. So we are going to have to see what we can do about that. So let's move our spy over here. I kind of forgot about her. Let's move her into this province. See if we can do some sabotage. We can reduce their troop numbers. So recruiting Principe here. We have Velite here. I'm going to go ahead and queue up some more troops as well. Let's recruit one more Velite. As you can see, this is going to be made in the second turn. So it's going to be made within one turn. All the troops later, second turn. Let's go ahead and recruit here. So we're going to have 4 Velites here. I'm going to actually also recruit some Equites. Recruit 2 Equites here. So that's going to keep our army at 13. I'm going to actually also go ahead and recruit some Triaria as well. Just have some Spearmen on the flanks. Okay, let's go ahead and see here. In Brunisium, we have a Shrine of Minerva completed. Food-wise, we're doing fine. I think we're doing pretty strong right now. Let's see. Our household expands. We have a... Oh, nice. So we basically over time you get more household as your general increases in rank as the time goes on in the game. Your household increases as well. So the household for your generals or even your agents increases. So here we got someone who gives us 5% armor for all units. Right now our general has someone giving him more morale. So I believe I'm going to go ahead and replace this because I actually prefer to have the extra armor instead of just 2% morale. I don't think that's a really big increase. I think I'm going to go ahead with the armor. So I'm going to go ahead and replace him. It takes 1 turn. But, alright guys, let's go ahead and end our turn. Alright guys, let's see here. So it's winter again, so Public Order is still holding, which is really good. If your Public Order can hold in the winter, you are pretty much good to go. So, research-wise, we finished tax labor, as you guys saw, so we only have 2 turns left for concrete, which is excellent. So as concrete is finished, I'm going to go ahead and actually dismantle this so that I can start up public forum. Let's go ahead and see here. Construction report, I have the Shrine of Mars completed. Public forum completed. Auxiliary camp. I know I was saying that I was going to dismantle this, but I'm thinking I'm going to keep it for now. And I'm not going to upgrade it, I'm just going to keep it as it is and just dismantle it later on. Alright guys, so Italia is troubled, fine, and recruited a bunch of troops. Alright, so as you saw, our upkeep has actually gone up, so our treasury is actually decreasing in its growth. So last turn we had 3,300 denarii, I believe, coming into our treasury. Now we only have 2,600. Actually, I'm wrong. I might be wrong, guys. It might be sesterces, so let me go back. I will go ahead and research what the Roman currency was at the time, so I'm gonna go ahead and check that out.
At your command.
Okay, so we have recruited 6 Precipice. Let's go ahead and see what their army is like. Let's go ahead and move my spy into Italia. Okay, so their army is mainly composed of Italian spearmen. As you can see, Italian spearmen, so cavalry, oh boy. These are all Italian spearmen, so the AI was pretty much spamming infantry. That is unfortunate.
Ready for battle.
That is unfortunate. Okay, so so I don't think cavalry will be of that much use right now because they pretty much don't care about anything else other than spearmen. So what I'm going to do here is actually I'm going to go ahead and recruit spearmen of my own right here. So I'm going to go ahead and recruit 4 Triarii, and let's see here. Probably would be smarter to recruit more Principe. However, let's see here. Might actually. Problem is, Principe are really expensive. They are very, very expensive, and I don't know if I have the money to support 5 more Principe. But on the other hand, I don't want to balance out my army and build equity because it will not be useful at all against them, as you guys can see.
Commander.
So, just thinking what to do. So we have a couple choices here. We can recruit auxiliary infantry. So these guys, I believe, are similar to Hastati. They are spearmen. That doesn't really help me though. Kind of regretting the disbanding of the Asadi at this point right now. But you know, just gotta deal with it. Okay, so we have Soki Hastati, let's see here. Again, pretty much a weaker version of the Hastati as well. Damn it. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Let's see what their stats are. They have a melee attack of 18, melee defense of 58, weapon damage of 25. So, Hastati has a melee attack of 35, weapon damage 36, and a melee defense 50. I believe they have a higher melee defense, but a much lower melee attack. So,
At your command.
I want to actually go ahead and recruit more Principe. This might cripple our economy. However, I will need them. And I don't want to recruit Hastati and just waste money. So I'm actually go ahead and I'm going to recruit 1 Principe right now. And I want to start actually sabotaging him with my spies. I'm going to go ahead and start poisoning the provisions right here.
A little sabotage. I have not failed you.
That is unfortunate, but at least my spy survived
How can I be of assistance?
and can still move around, so that's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and end our turn. We're recruiting some troops here. Their army composition is honestly shit. They have only spearmen, so that it should be easy to deal with, but it's also frustrating and annoying because I can't have any cavalry. So it's fine. Let's go ahead and end our turn, and yeah. Let's see here. So Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. This is interesting. So they have moved their army out completely right now.
Fleet
So
reporting.
So I actually don't know where they're gonna go and land. So this is a bit of a problem right now. We might have an issue on our hands, guys. So they have an army right here.
Yes.
My navy is too small to deal with them. Even though they're transport ships, there's 19 of them. I'm gonna go ahead and
An honor to serve Rome.
pull this navy back into Neapolis. I'm actually going to
Ready for
also
orders.
pull my Roman army back into the middle so that I can reinforce. As you guys can see here, these two lines indicate reinforcing positions. So with this Legio 1 Italica, I can reinforce both Rome and Neapolis in case either one gets attacked. So I believe this is a pretty strong position I have myself in. I'm also going to go ahead and recruit. Let's see here. Okay, so let's see. Household expands, and war is declared between Massalia and Liguria. I believe that is up here. So Massalia just declared war against Liguria, which is Genoa right up here. All right. Okay. We are fine. We are okay. Everything is fine. Nothing is going wrong. Alright, guys. So we have one turn left till the aqueduct is completed. So that's good. We should be... I do want to start on economic development very soon because I do want to increase my treasury as much as possible. So we're going to go ahead and keep this army here. We have a good number of Principe, we have a good number of Triari, we have a good number of Velite as well. I'm going to go ahead and recruit... Now, I do think I'm going to go ahead and recruit a couple of war dogs.
Are you
Two
ready
war
to
dogs.
serve Rome?
They are a very good addition to your team. They have a very strong melee defense. Melee attack is kind of weak, but the good thing I like about these guys is that every turn, they actually, after battle, they actually replenish immediately. So unlike normal troops, these war dogs, even if you lose all of them, they will all be replenished within a turn. So it's a very kind of cheap and... I mean, it's not a cheap unit, but just because its replenishment rate is so quick, it's very efficient. It's a very efficient unit, so to speak. I'm also going to go ahead and recruit some more Principe. Let's see, there we go. That should complete our army, guys. We should have 20 out of 20 here. I'm not going to save any spots for mercenaries. Sometimes I save a slot just to recruit mercenaries, but the mercenaries we have here are very limited. We only have Italian spearmen, Etruscan hoplites, and Italian cavalry. And each of these units basically is just an equal or weaker version of units that we already have access to. Probably I would say except the Etruscan hoplites because they can form phalanx, but phalanx is not really helpful nor necessary to me right now. Sorry, Greece, that is just how it is. Rome conquered you for a reason, guys. Rome conquered you guys for a reason. The phalanx obviously could not defeat the manipulator formation. Alright, so let's see what we have here. We don't have much money to do anything else, to be honest. Our spy is still over here. I'm going to go ahead and keep sabotaging his city. So I'm going to go ahead and try to commit arson in his capital city. Let's see if we can destroy his village. This is his last province. This is pretty much his capital right now. Alright, this is great. We set a fire and cause severe damage to their capital. So you guys can see here, if I open this panel right here, we have damaged their town. Not much damage, but just some, basically I'm just poking him, poking him with a stick right now, annoying him. I want to see what he does with this army. I am kind of worried. I don't want him to go south into Magna Graecia. If he does, we will have a problem. We will have to immediately mobilize this army and go south. He might even capture a city here. So this army, this is a wild card. I did not expect him to do this with his army. So let's go ahead and level up a spy here. We leveled her up before once, I believe, and let's level her up again. So we were working on her cunning. We're making her a cunning saboteur spy. Let's go ahead and level that up again. So here we see two options for cunning. I think I'm going to put it into this one because I do use poison quite a bit. I don't use counterintelligence that much. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in this, which gives us a 10% increased chance of poisoning. Furtiveness. All the best plans are made in darkened rooms. So well said. Alright, guys. So we're recruiting here. We have Eminem, Velathri, Roma, and Neapolis. Okay, hopefully nothing crazy happens here. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see what happens. I just want one great epic battle with them. I just want them to end it on a high note. To be honest with you, I don't want to have to crush them, or I don't want them to crush me. I just want equal good battle. Alright, so our agent was exposed. That is fine. They're starting to recruit a navy here. That is kind of worrying as well. Peace was negotiated between Legendary and Italia. That's fine. Alright, guys. So, oh wait, okay. Pirates are a serious problem requiring attention. How would you like to deal with deceiver? Okay. So, I believe what I'm going to do is... Let's see. So we have an option here, guys. So we can actually select... We can actually decide to recruit these pirates. What is this going to give us is a 2 increase in fleet recruitment capacity. Sorry about that, guys. So, so I can choose that, or I can choose pirate hunting, which gives me a 25% decrease in piracy penalties. My treasury is kind of going down right now. However, I do think I'm going to need a strong navy in case I go down south to deal with Sicily, or in case even Carthage comes into question. I'm going to go ahead and recruit these pirates into my navy. Let's see here. We have finished our first army. So this is great, guys. So we've finished our first official legion. Now, I had to build this legion a little differently. I would not have usually recruited this many Principe. I would have recruited probably 3 or 4 less and saved slots for ballistae and cavalry. However, given their army composition, that was not really a choice for me. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to keep this army here. I'm going to keep this army in a fortified position here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and recruit more navy right now. I'm going to go ahead and recruit a 2 more assault biremes. In fact, I actually might recruit 3 more. Give me a sec, guys. Let me go ahead and check. So we can actually... see here. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and recruit 4 more. Actually, 2 more. Yeah, 2 more. Also, another thing, I'm going to go ahead and dismantle. So, okay, so since we have finished this research, we can build the famed aqueduct. I'll go ahead and dismantle the Field of Mars right here to build an aqueduct. And yeah, I don't really want to do that for this. So this is going to stay as it is right now. Yeah. So one thing I could do, guys, is I could dismantle this and build an aqueduct. I believe our public order issue has kind of resolved now, since we are at 5 public order and we're not getting any bonus from the current season. So I think I'm going to go ahead and dismantle this building. It helped us while it was there, but an aqueduct will support us better. I don't want to dismantle this because this is giving us a very good research rate and cultural influence, as well as a public order bonus. So I don't want to dismantle this as of right now. I will in the future. Right now I'm just going to build an aqueduct here so that I can get some more growth. So we have an aqueduct. I'm going to build an aqueduct to 2 of our capital cities. And let's go ahead and see what we want to research now. So let's see here. So one thing I do want to get right off the bat, I do want to get a dignitary as soon as possible. And so I'm going to go ahead and research scholarship. Now, one benefit of this is that this is going to enable us to build a library. We're not going to be building a library as of right now. We definitely will very soon. But right now, I just want to use that to be able to get a dignitary. Now, a dignitary helps us with public order, it helps us with cultural conversion, and we really need that right now. Alright guys, let's go ahead and end our turn again. Making some good progress this playthrough. Yeah, let's go ahead and end our turn. So they are... Huh. I think I have to go and deal with them. personally. They seem to just be standing here. They are not even moving. They are, I believe they're patrolling on top of that. I don't even think they plan on, yeah, they're patrolling. Alright guys, so this changes things. So basically what they're doing is that I believe they're trying to entice me to come and fight them. And you know what? I'm going to take the bait. I will take the bait. So I'm going to go ahead and move this army into Neapolis and into my navy that I have right here. So now I've attached my main army to the set of transports. I'm actually going to go and fight these guys. I don't think I can fight them yet. It will take one more turn. But in case they sit here again, I'm going to go ahead and fight them. And it will be a glorious battle. It will be a glorious battle indeed. I'm thinking right now whether to auto-resolve it or fight it out. We'll see. We'll see when the time comes. Alright guys, so we have dismantled the Field of Mars here, so I'm going to go ahead and build an aqueduct like I was saying. This will give us some good growth. We're actually going to upgrade this itself into, I believe, latrines. To give us some more girth per turn as well. Girth. Can't talk this morning. Let's go ahead and build an aqueduct here as well. And it's going to give us 2 aqueducts, hopefully help our growth. This is almost 1 population surplus itself, so we can expand Corsica as soon as that is completed. We can actually upgrade the Shrine of Minerva into a temple. However, we don't have the food to support that. This will bring us down to 1, and I don't want to be at that position. In other news, so we have a public forum here, and that is good. That is good. I don't know whether I want to change this yet. I think I'm going to keep this for right now. I usually also try to have libraries in every single capital city that I have, just to make it more efficient, but I'll think about that right now. So in other settlements here, we have a port which is unbuilt so far. I'm still deciding what to build in this port, to be honest with you. I think I might go ahead, since we have a shipwright over here. We have a military wharf over here. Now, this is still close enough that I can recruit ships here and transport them around the boot of Italy into Mare Adriaticum over here. I believe that is the Adriatic Sea. So yeah, guys. So I'm not going to go ahead and build the same. I'm going to actually go ahead and build one of the buildings we don't have. So I believe I'm going to go ahead and build a harbor in here. I usually don't like building the fishing port just because it gives us squalor, and we want to maintain our public order as much as possible here. So I'm going to go ahead and build an harbor here. That's going to give us a good maritime trade bonus as well as a local trade bonus. There we go. That took up a majority of the money that we had. We also, don't forget, guys, we also have the Shrine of Mars here. So all the units that we are recruiting, I believe, have been... The morale has been buffed. As you guys can see, there is a white bar down where the base morale is. So that means their morale has actually... Yeah, here we go. Here's a great example, guys. So... Actually, no, never mind. I lied. It's not a great example. Anyways, so... The morale of these recruited troops has increased. Okay, here we go. Here's an example. So, this was a Principe that we recruited before we finished that Field of Mars. This was one recruited after. So, as you can see, we have a 3 morale increase. Not the best, but it adds up, guys. It does add up over time. And I do want to increase this to the next level as soon as I can. I just don't, again, have the food for that. But that will change, hopefully, because I'm still thinking of whether to build a Shrine of Minerva or a farm in Corsica. I think I'm going to actually go ahead and build a farm. I know we said Minerva right now, but I do need more food. I need more food, and I have a lot of buildings that require a lot of food. So I'm going to go ahead and build a farm there. Let's go ahead and end our turn here, and hopefully we have a great naval battle on our hands, guys. Alright guys, okay, so we have a population surplus in Might Breach. This is excellent. This is absolutely excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and expand Corsica right now. Let's look at that beautiful animation of the city expanding. Alright, so Corsica is growing now. We are going to go ahead and build a villa in Corsica. And that's going to give us some food, and that's also going to increase... it's going to give us a little more money as well. I actually am planning to level this up as soon as I can. I'm not sure if I have the public order to support that, because the higher levels of farms actually give you squalor for some reason. So, a couple things happened here. The Etruscan League moved down south into a forced, I believe, it's not called a forced march, but it's called a double time. So they moved into a double time, which gives them a 25% morale penalty, and they cannot initiate battles. That's actually really good for us. I don't know why they chose that option, but... Oh boy, okay, so that's why. They are actually trying to evade my navy, so that is pretty unfortunate, actually. So we actually can't follow them yet. In fact, I think... Let me try something, guys. So, I believe... I want to try something here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and quick save here, because I don't know whether if this is going to work out or not. But I'm going to go ahead and see if I can do this. So I'm going to go ahead and take my navy itself. So basically the transport ships have a smaller movement capacity than the navy itself. So what I'm going to try is that I'm going to try to use the navy, split it out from my transport ships, and attack this army by itself and get reinforced by my army. If you guys will see what I'm talking about if it works. Let's go ahead and take our fleet and let's go ahead and attack.
Attack!
Okay, I don't think I can do that. In fact, that is unfortunate. So I'm going to actually pull this fleet out.
For honor and glory! Prepare for battle! That is impossible.
There we go. So now, okay, now I think I'll be able to do this.
Yes.
So
Not into those waters.
here, let's take our
Ready
fleet
for
and let's
orders.
go ahead and attack their main army. There we go. As you guys can see, I have a main fleet that is reinforced by this entire army of transport ships. So this is telling us that the strength of our forces is actually pretty overwhelmingly positive. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and auto-resolve this battle again. Yeah, this is just gonna be a grind fest. I could actually fight this if you guys want to see it, but I'm going to go ahead and just auto-resolve this battle right now. And pretty much, as you guys can see, I pretty much destroyed their entire army here. Going to go ahead and release these captives.
The sea beckons.
Don't want to have the public order penalties of enslaving captives again. Let's go ahead and pursue
Leave none
this
alive.
navy. Let's go ahead and fight this up, because I actually do want to show you guys one naval battle at least. Let's go ahead and open this. This will be pretty much just... This is going to be a route, pretty much. So... Yeah, that's why I don't like early game so much in Rome. I like the middle game, because early game I feel like battles are usually either crushingly in your favor or crushingly in the enemy's favor. There's not many real equal battles, so to speak. Here we go. Let's go ahead and start deployment. As you guys can see here, this is the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful coastline. There is the coast right there, and here's my navy. So I'm going to actually go ahead and set these guys in a spear battle line, and that way we have my main general right here, as well as... Actually, you know what? One second. You know, I think the spear... Actually, I'm going to pull these... Have a flanking melee single... Here we go. Actually, I think I'm going to use this. Here we go. So here we have our main melee ships in the center, flanked by our two missile ships. So basically, what my plan is to puncture their center line while peppering them with missile fire from either side. Now, I don't know why it put my general up here and my study behind here. I'm actually going to change that because I don't want to lose my general in any way, shape, or form. I'm actually going to pull him back here. I'm actually going to go put this up there. Gonna switch this again to a flanking single melee. And here we go, guys. So this is a better setup in my opinion, and let's go ahead and start. So we're gonna push this troop up there. We're gonna move my ships up, and we're gonna move my general up right here as well.
I like their confidence in you, men. I like it. Such confidence will, I am sure, be entirely justified by what you achieved today. Onwards!
Orders!
I don't know why they're flickering like that. It's kind of unfortunate. Alright guys, my navy is set up right here. Let's see what their navy is like here. So they have Italian spearmen transports pretty much all across the board. This is their, I believe, their general right here. So he will be our main focus. So let's go ahead and send our troops forward into battle. I want to go ahead and pull these support ship to the each side. I'm going to go ahead and send these into the middle. This is my best ship, as you guys can see. I'm going to go ahead and start the order with a ram order on each of these ships. I'm going to go ahead and pull this into the middle. I want to send this troop over here. Let's go ahead and get into the view here. Here we go. The ram is about to occur. There we go. Random ones. They're not destroyed yet. There we go. This ship has been destroyed successfully, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and ram this ship right here. Let's go over here. Now, we are flinging our pili onto their ships. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can board this ship right here. Since we are too close to really... Okay, so one of our... This is actually kind of bad. So, our missile ship is being boarded actually, so I'm going to go ahead and send this missile ship over there to support it, because they are not very good in the melee. So right now, I am boarding this ship here. I'm gonna fight them on their ship itself. Go ahead and see if I can board this, ram this as well.
The men are wavering.
So this ship actually is losing its combat, unfortunately. Right now, other than this, I am supporting over here. So I've lost one of my Hastati ships, unfortunately. Send my general over here. His angle is really bad.
The entire unit has perished.
So they have perished, but I believe this ship is shattered as well. Right now, I'm losing a lot of men here, unfortunately, and their ship is also caught on fire. But I believe that they... It's unfortunate. I think I'm going to lose this ship as well.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Here we go, guys. So that was the end. So it kind of didn't go as well as I hoped. So we lost one ship, maybe two ships, but I believe we have destroyed their entire army now. Go ahead and end that battle right now. So we lost one ship, as you guys can see, which is fine. We got some good experience on other ships, though. We got double chevrons here, so we have a pretty experienced unit here, which it will take some time to replenish, unfortunately. So we might need to recruit another navy. Let's see here. Okay, so we have lost one ship, but they have lost their entire navy right now. So let's go ahead and release these captives right here. I believe their entire army has been destroyed here. We've also got a naval traditions. This is excellent, guys. I'm actually going to go ahead and send my main army gonna send my main army into a double time formation. I want to get to their city as fast as possible. I do not want them to make another army. For this navy, I'm gonna pull this navy back into Neapolis. Pull this navy back into Neapolis right here. And let's go ahead and see if we can level up their naval traditions. This is my first navy, classes 1 Missenensis. And here we go, we have these naval traditions here. I'm going to go ahead and select Formidable Marines here because I lost that boarding battle, and that was kind of stupid because I'm the one who initiated the boarding fight myself. So that was pretty unfortunate. So I want to get a stronger navy. We also have our general who's leveled up. So let's see, he does not have a household right now. So let's go ahead and put the morale bonus right here. Let's go ahead and give him the Legionary Patera. And let's see, he already has Providentia, which is +1 cunning. Let's also increase his cunning again. Remember, guys, we're working towards the Night Battle upgrade. So he has a 353 rating right now, which is pretty good, pretty decent. We have, let's see what we have here. We have Roma with Aqueduct being built. We have a Forum that's built. We can upgrade this, but we're not going to right now because we want to save money. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now, guys. I'm going to actually send this army over here into Italia and hopefully capture the Etruscan League and destroy them, wipe them into dust. And next stop is Sicily, guys. Next up is Sicily. Let's go ahead and end our turn here. Alright guys, we finished scholarship, so let's go ahead and open our research right here. As you can see, we finished this, so we're actually going to go ahead and recruit a dignitary right off the bat. Dignitary. Okay, let's go ahead and I believe we need him more down south at Magna Graecia, because first of all, we already have 100% culture here, so we don't really have any public order penalties coming off of culture, and also we have a +9 public order bonus there, only have a +4. We're going to go ahead and recruit agent off here, select dignitary, and we're going to see some of the bonuses here. So this one is a more army focused one. This one is a military administration and seal. This one seems good. This one has a culture, +2 cultural conversion, and a +4 cultural conversion. Okay, this one I believe is the most suited for what we want to do right now. Let's just go ahead and recruit this dignitary here.
To serve Rome.
We're going to get him next turn. We're going to set him to administration, so he's going to administer this province, hopefully increase our public bonus, public order bonus, increase our culture. As you can see, our culture is actually going up. It was 46%, now it is 51%. So our culture is actually increasing. Unfortunately, it seems like it is going to be decreasing from now on with 0.5%. Hopefully, again, we can counter that with our dignitary that is recruited right here. We're actually going to go ahead and see where they're actually trying to recruit something of an army here, and I do not want to allow that. So we're actually going to go ahead and send our fleet again all the way forward here. I know that they're still in forced march double time, but it's fine. I'm actually going to go ahead and do a land invasion. I don't want to invade from the sea because I don't have an accompanying navy right now, and I don't want to lose any troops that I don't have to lose. So let's go ahead and see here. My navy is replenishing right now pretty slowly, as you guys can see, really slowly in fact. So I'm actually going to go ahead and disband my navy right now. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and disband it. We actually don't know if Syracuse has a strong navy. I can't really even see the army. Maybe the army is in here, who knows. So let's see our construction report. We finished the aqueducts, the 2 aqueducts that we were building. Actually, Venetia have been destroyed. Oh wow, okay. So Genoa is no longer controlled by Veneti. That is a good thing or a bad thing. One of those two things. I don't know. So in Roma we finished the aqueducts. We're actually going to go ahead and I guess not do anything because we don't have enough money. So I was actually going to hold it, and I was planning to build the Latrans. And the reason why I go ahead and build that is because, first of all, I don't need the Latin cultural influence that I have from Fountains. And second of all, this takes 1 food, which I don't need. This is much cheaper. And this one doesn't give me the growth that I desired. Give me security against agent action, which is not really that important right now. I feel like I'm pretty secure. It hasn't gone to the point where civilizations are even building that many agents right now, so it's not that useful. So I'm going to build a labyrinth here. However, here I do think I'm going to build a fountains. And the reason why is because, again, that 4 cultural influence can make a huge difference. So I'm going to go ahead and save up for a fountains here and save up for a labyrinth in Rome. So I'm not going to actually build anything else right now. Long-term plans, I do want to upgrade my vineyard into a large vineyard and my olive grove into an olive press. I want to upgrade this. I want to upgrade this as well. I want to build some military buildings over here. Not Field of Wars, obviously Field of Mars. I want to actually build some workshops, some blacksmiths, you know, the like. In terms of research, let's see here. So we've actually finished. We've actually been researching civil technologies for quite a long time, and I think it is time to actually move on to some military technology. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and research manipulator organization. The main reason for that is because I want to be able to recruit the champions. Guys, the agents in this game are very important. You at least want to have one of each of them. They can just make such a huge difference. So the champions will train my troops and will also, I believe, increase my general zeal, and also reduce the upkeep. So I definitely want to get a champion as soon as I can. After that, I am planning to go ahead and let's see here. I actually want to build the workshop, so I'm actually going to go ahead and research battering ram as soon as I finish manipulator organization. So let's go ahead and see. We can't do anything here. We can see what armies they have. They have assault hexarine, which is pretty strong ship, and a noble cavalry here. I'm actually going to go ahead and see if I can do anything to him. Assassination's chances is really low. I could poison his provisions, but I'm not going to do that yet. Let's go ahead and just end our turn right now, guys. Now, this Italia is actually part of the Corsica et Sardinia province, so we're actually going to be getting a chunk of a different province now, and the other chunk is obviously owned by Carthage, so I'm actually not expecting to be controlling the Corsica et Sardinia province anytime soon, so it's not actually going to contribute to our main objective, but I just want to control it just so that I can wipe out the Etruscan League, because I don't want them to be a thorn in my side anymore, especially when I go down south to deal with Syracuse. I want to have all my flanks secure. I'm actually going to go ahead and end their turn here and see what they do. Alright guys, so as you can see, he is actually trying to recruit troops. He knows that I am on his border, so I am going to actually go ahead and see if I can end this double time, and still unfortunately going to take
Steady as we go! Beat the drums! For honor and glory! Moving out! It is an
actually,
honor to serve Rome.
I'm gonna go around. Let's go over here.
All hands to the oars.
Again, I don't want to lose a single troop that I don't have to. I'm actually going to go around and go land right here.
That is a dangerous course. Disembarking. We cannot sail
Yeah,
there.
I'm going to go ahead and land right there. I want to go ahead. He's putting 4 up. Let's go ahead and see if we can actually... Not yet, actually. We can actually just wait and see what happens. Yeah, I'm playing a very, very cautious game, guys. It might not be the most fun, but I just want to be careful because I want to have all the troops I can remaining for when I deal with Syracuse down here. So we're actually going to go and first of all, I want to move this dignitary into the middle here.
I should have worn
And
different sandals.
Let's
Making my way.
start by starting administration.
I shall see Rome's people are well served.
So here we go. We have a public order bonus of -2, unfortunately, right now, and that is actually pretty unfortunate. So as you can see, the civil administration is actually increasing the tax rate by 8%, which doesn't really affect me since I have no tax going on right now. So what I'm going to do is actually, first of all, I want to upgrade this into a fountains. So I'm first going to do that. That's going to take up the majority of my money right here, unfortunately. It's going to take 3 turns, but it is a good investment, I think. I'm going to follow that up by... Let's see here. So I can't really change this right now because this is providing the food that I need. If I didn't have this edict, guys, right now, my food would actually go into negative. So...
Yes.
Nice.
yeah, just going to go ahead and end turn. Alright guys, as you notice, he has moved his army into the city and his navy is nowhere to be seen. So this is a fantastic time. This is a fantastic time to move my army into...
All hands to the oars! For honor and glory! Harder, men! Harder!
I want to move the ship all the way over here.
Hard on the oars, you men! Is there nothing else?
There we go. Now I have landed in Corsica, so I will very soon be able to, I believe, by next turn, attack his home city. That's very good, guys. I do want a good siege battle to show you guys. It'll still be pretty much me crushing him, but I do want a good siege battle to show you guys. In terms of public order, Italia is doing excellent. It's doing magnificent right now, as you guys can see. Brundisium is doing okay, not as good as I wanted it to, but, you know, we'll take it. I want to first start off by upgrading this farm right here, guys. We have some food issues going on right now, and I need as much food as I possibly can. So I'm going to actually go ahead and build a farm out of this villa. It's going to give us a -1 public order bonus, public order penalty, sorry, but it's worth it for the +3 food that we get. I'm going to go ahead and build that right now. Everything else is pretty much going fine. We have some good growth now that we have our our aqueduct, and we're actually going to go ahead and we're building a fountain. Out of that, it's taking 2 turns. Up here in Italy, we have pretty much the same situation going on right now. Nothing to really upgrade that I can really upgrade at this point. The harbor that we're building has finished. Again, it takes a lot of food. Food is very important, as you guys can see. I'm actually going to go ahead and not do anything here again, I guess, because I don't have enough money. But I think we have gone ahead and finished this right here, our research. So I'm actually going to go ahead and recruit a champion right off the bat. So let's see here what we want. We have a couple things here. We have one that gives us more attack range for siege weapons. Not that important. We have one here that gives us more public order. We have one here that gives us 2 public order, 10% wealth for adventuring, 3% bonus for all units, 4% for morale bonus in target army. So none of these are actually what I kind of want, unfortunately. I wanted a more support kind of, I guess this one could be like a support unit, but it gives bonuses that aren't really, in my opinion, that beneficial. I'm gonna go ahead and recruit this veteran right here, Publius Nematorius Precipice. He's a little bit of an offensive, kind of like a saboteur, assassin kind of champion, but
anything for Rome.
It's fine. We can deal with that. We can adapt into what we need. We can adapt to what we need. I'm gonna go ahead and research workshop here, which is a battering ram, so we can get the workshop. And hopefully we can get a siege going. Hopefully we can crush the Etruscan League by next turn, guys. Let's go ahead and end our turn right here. As you can see, our treasury is having issues. So I don't have much money right now, and I'm only getting 1900 per turn, and I want to fix that. I want to capture Magna Graecia, and I want to go north and deal with the barbarians there. Their navy is moving around here. I don't think they know what my... I think they know that their death is coming. I don't think they know how to deal with it, though. Here we go. I believe that... Okay. Patrician has leveled up here, so let's go ahead and level him up. He already has a trait which gives him diplomatic, which is very good. Let's go ahead and upgrade his authority right here. Make him a dignitary. We definitely want to level that up. So, let's see here. War declared between Adrii and Everus. Over here. Okay. And we have a household expansion, which gives me more cunning for one of my statesmen. Okay, fine. That is completely fine. We're going to actually... As soon as I take this, I want to move my army down south into here. So what I'm actually going to be doing, guys, is I'm going to be moving my champion into the water here, and I'm going to be moving my I want to move my spy down south into Syracuse. So first of all, let's turn off the that off, and I want to set up the attack right now. So I should be able to go ahead and attack him by next turn. I'm going to actually go ahead and poison provisions for him as much as possible. I want to sabotage him, injure him as much as I can. So you've gone ahead there and sabotaged him. As you guys can see, he's lost a couple men, not too many, but a couple men from his army. He's going to keep recruiting, so that's fine. Actually, I don't honestly care about that. Go ahead and lay siege to him by next turn. See here, we actually have some money in our treasury, so we're actually going to go ahead and build the latrines that I was wanting to build here. And that's pretty much all we can do for this turn, guys. Okay, battering ram has completed. Okay, we have another event here, Lemuria. Let's read this. The restless spirit of the dead was a very real concern for the people of ancient Rome. If relatives suffered a violent death or did not receive the correct funerary rites, they would return as larvae, bringers of misfortune to neglectful descendants. The festival of Lemuria was founded to deal with these vengeful spirits. Once a year, the head of the household would rise at midnight, purify his body, and fill his mouth with black beans. As he moved around the house, he would incant, "With these I redeem me and mine," and spit the beans on the floor, eyes averted, so that the ghosts could collect them and feed on their magical energy. Finally, with a cry of "Ghosts of my fathers and ancestors, be gone," the whole household would hammer on pots and pans, driving the spirits out into the night. So Lemuria gives us +4 Latin cultural influence. Again, a really, really good event. This takes place every so often. And so we're going to have even more cultural bonuses here. As you can see, our culture is actually increasing at a very high pace, 2.3% every turn. That's thanks to the mix of that event and our dignitary and the buildings we have here. So we've also finished fountains here, as you guys can see, which is giving us a lot of cultural influence. So I actually just want to convert these people to Latin culture as fast as I can, so that we can reduce that public order penalty. Let's see if it's still -10. It has gone down to -9, guys, as you can see. So we're actually making progress on this front. Over here in Italia, we're still building the latrines that I was saying, and again, we just don't have the food to support anything else, unfortunately, at this point. Let's see research here. We finished workshop. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and dismantle. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and dismantle this library right now, this public forum right now. I want to use the slot to build a workshop because I want some siege engines right off the bat. That will help me a lot coming down the line. I'm going to go ahead and continue researching siege. So I'm going to actually go ahead and research. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and research ammunition stores. Actually, wait 1 second. Let's see here. What is beneficial to me? Actually, lad, I'm going to actually go ahead and research physical conditioning. That morale, plus 5% morale for all land units, that will add up. That will add up for my army. And I don't think I'm going to build a practice field right now because, again, I need a very big population surplus if I want to expand Rome. But the morale bonus will definitely help me. Will definitely help me right now. I'm actually going to go ahead and attack these guys. Again, let me go ahead and see if I can sabotage them.
Mischief and mayhem.
There we go. I have sabotaged them. My spy has leveled up. Let's go ahead and level her up. Let's go ahead and level up cunning. Let's go ahead and level up mass poisoning. Again, you guys can see I poison a lot. I love poisoning, and so this will help me even more with my poison. So let's go ahead and lay siege to Italia.
None will escape.
I'm actually going to surround them right now,
Laying siege to the settlement.
so that I'm gonna wait and see what the situation is in their city.
Victory.
Okay. Elsewhere, so Magna Graecia is doing completely fine. They have a small navy here that is kind of annoying me, but
I would do anything for Rome.
it should be fine. I'm gonna move this guy into my army here, and I'm going to move my spy outside. I want to send her down into Sicily as soon as I can. Alright guys, so I think I'm going to end the video here. We've made some good progress. We have pretty much eradicated the Etruscan League from Italia. We have consolidated our holdings in Italia. We have set up pretty okay economies, I would say, in Magna Graecia and Italia. We are starting our infrastructure development in both these provinces, and we have successfully defeated the big army that decided to come out into the water. We have destroyed them, annihilated them. They started the second army here, so we moved over our main Legio I Italica into Corsica, and we are now laying siege to the final and last settlement of the Etruscan League. As soon as they are destroyed here, I plan on moving south into Sicily and capturing these last two cities of Syracuse. Once we do that, Magna Graecia will be a unified province, Italia will be a unified province. We will have completed our first main objective. We will have completed this secondary objective, and we will complete this secondary objective as well. We will not have completed this because I don't want to go to war with Carthage right now. I want to immediately, as I'm finished capturing this last province of Syracuse, I want to go north and deal with the German barbarians up to my north. I want to capture this province right here, which is called Cisalpina. That way we will have 3 full provinces. We'll have half of Corsica and Sardinia province. We will have a good foothold in the Mediterranean, basically. We'll have a good foothold in the Mediterranean, and we will be ready to deal with whatever this ancient world decides to throw at us next. Alright guys, I will see you on the other side. Thank you for watching.